So I don't really give a shit about the 40k universe. Its capital ships and space marines have always looked a bit extra to me, and my attention has been more thoroughly captured by a plenitude of other franchises. Do not, however, mistake my lack of interest or investment for a lack of appreciation. The only thing I need to know to appreciate the thematic and aesthetic elements in a game like Darktide is what the opening cutscene tells me. It is the 41st millennium, there is only war, and everyone and everything exists to serve the God Emperor of mankind. That there is war seems to be the primary design philosophy. Starting as the veteran, the first weapon you pick up is a trench shovel. Contrasting with the EOTech mounted on the las gun is the rear tangent sight on the back of the autogun, graduated, like its real-world counterparts, out to an optimistic 1,000 meters. Like its real-world counterparts, this system is impractical at the short ranges at which combat actually occurs, and the sight is simply left on the lowest setting. It's probably calibrated for another planet's gravity anyway. Meanwhile, the autogun also has the Garand ping and the sliding, spring-loaded dust cover from the FNC. These military motifs are more at home in the 20th century than in the 401st, but their proximity to us is what allows them to connect us to the rest of the timelessly impersonal phenomenon that is war. Darktide does not have any heroes. It doesn't really have a story either, unless I missed it. Spared by circumstance from execution, the character you create simply joins ranks as anonymous as their function is timeless. This is a war of unending attrition, and in such a conflict, nobody is special. You meet other soldiers in the same predicament, and the revolving door nature of the matchmaking actually serves the design philosophy as well. In any war, whether you fight it in phalanxes or foxholes, the only people that matter are the soldiers to your right and left. You may say you're fighting for the Emperor, but really you stand your ground because your comrades are there with you. You don't want to let them down, not least because you know that they are the only ones who won't let you down. Darktide is constantly encouraging you to help out and stay close to your teammates. Not only does this replenish your shields and make your squad a more effective fighting unit, but it enables you to save your teammates, or enables them to save you, from the special enemies that can grab, maul, or ensnare you. The versatile pinging system and the UI displaying everyone's health and ammo status also contribute to team play. Everyone's customized characters interact with each other as well, commenting on gameplay occurrences, or just because they feel like commenting.
Did you just take all the ammunition again?
Oi, don't you tell me what to do!
The dialogue is not as detailed or character-specific as the similar systems in Apex Legends, but it cannot be in a game with a character creator. Nevertheless, I think this diegetic banter contributes more to immersion than whatever inane drivel people would be spouting in a voice chat. When you play Darktide in public matchmaking, your squad mates are loyal, but enigmatic and ephemeral. At the end of the mission, they vanish into the ether, never to be seen again. This, again, simulates the feel of real warfare, where comrades, be they strangers or friends, can become separated without warning for reasons ranging from merely circumstantial to irreversibly fatal. The grinding gears of an attritional war are also attested to by enemy density so ludicrous that it has to be held in reserve most of the time. This, combined with a limited ammunition supply, means there are actually too many enemies for your squad to kill with just your guns, so a natural balance of melee and gunplay emerges. You will find yourself conserving ammo for the big enemies, or using some squad members as a base of fire while the rest hack away. This is easily the most successful ranged melee balance I have encountered, and it is clear that was one of the primary design goals. Your melee weapon is the default one that you are holding at the start of each mission, and this seems to indicate a concern regarding player expectations. This is not just a shooter. The guns are not primaries, but rather the more powerful and limited one of your options. Truly dynamic gameplay results. Unfortunately, however, that is where the good stuff ends. If the footage I'm showing you seems lacking in fidelity or scope, if I haven't gone into enough depth about the progression systems or the other classes, if, in short, this video seems incomplete, that is the direct result of the incomplete status of the game. Darktide's core experience is a very ambitious package with amazing visuals, beautiful environment design, wonderful enemy density, informative sound design, and well-balanced team play. If the game doesn't run, though, none of that matters. For reference, I'm using an RTX 3060 and a 12th gen i7 12700K. Darktide runs fine some of the time, but intermittently chugs to really abysmal frame rates. This problem seems to persist regardless of any graphics settings I try. In addition, I am dealing with constant crashes and disconnects. Of 12 missions that I have attempted so far, only 3 were completed without interruption. Of the others, 1 was a mission fail, which obviously isn't the game's fault. 5 were eventually completed after reconnecting from crashes or DCs, sometimes several times. And the remaining 3 were total losses where I was unable to reconnect or the game would just crash immediately after reconnecting. 1 out of 4 is, needless to say, not a very good record, but the fact that I kept trying should illustrate how interested I am in the aesthetics and mechanics of Darktide. Fat Shark definitely bit off more than they could chew on this one, but they are aware of these issues and are releasing regular updates attempting to fix performance problems and the apparently non-functional or dysfunctional elements of the progression systems. I wouldn't know about that because I haven't got that far. So yeah, I'm trying to play Darktide, and if the game ever, works at some point in the future, I'll be very happy about it.